Hey, thanks for joining. I'm Marcel from Little Jack Marketing, home to the Local Growth Lab. It's the ultimate system for local businesses, combining coaching, top notch tools, and done for you marketing services so that you can say goodbye to complexity and hello to more clients. Today, I'm going to share a little bit about elevating your business on the topic of how to narrow your niche. And then at the end, I'll share a little bonus with you. So let's dive right in here. The whole idea of narrowing your niche is simply to speak to one person to attract a million people, right? Imagine you're a fishing boat out on the ocean and you have this huge area to cover, but you don't have the right tools. You don't have sonar, so you can't see the fish, and you're just dragging this net around with you. And it's this big giant net with big giant holes. What's probably going to happen is you will catch some fish. You'll probably be out there all day. You'll get just a whole mismatch of these fish that you catch. You might get a whole bunch of garbage in there too, and you'll just spend a whole bunch of time, a whole lot of resources and money just dragging this net around this big giant ocean. The idea is if you knew exactly where to go and you had the right tools and you knew exactly what fish you were going for, you'd be able to capture the right clients. And think about this: what might be worse than having not enough clients? It might be having too many of the wrong clients. So when you're narrowing your niche, you know that this session's for you if you have a message that is too wide reaching. Essentially, you're casting a big net in a big area and you have big holes, meaning you're missing a lot of opportunity and you might be catching the wrong types of fish. If you lack a differentiation, you're in a crowded marketplace, you have a generic message, and or that message is a little bit confusing, because what you want to keep in mind is when you confuse, you lose. Your marketing efforts seem a little inefficient. You might be wasting resources on the wrong activities. You might be doing tactics instead of strategies. And this all leaves you chasing instead of attracting the right audience. And you're not gaining traction with your marketing. So ultimately, you have poor returns on your marketing efforts. And what you want instead is laser focus, right? You want to close the gaps in that net, and you want to focus on the area that you can catch the right fish. So identify who is your ideal client, who are you a hero to, who do you bring the most value to, and is the most profitable client. Let's go after them first. You want to stand out in a crowded market. So essentially, you want to be that big fish in a smaller, more profitable pond. You want to differentiate by being specific, by identifying who you are a hero to. So be a hero to that one person, and you'll start to attract a million. And then ultimately, this allows you to streamline your marketing efforts. You can get on track and on time for the destination you want to go to and take your business. You can get more return out of your time and out of your money from the investment you make in your marketing efforts. Because when you focus, you create efficiency. And ideally, you can simplify your audience. Essentially, simplifying your audience will allow you to simplify your strategy. Cool. All right, so what does this look like when we get it right? Ultimately, what we're looking at is who do we want to work with? Why do we want to work with them? And how long are we going to commit to them for? And the idea is we want to do all of that right now so that you can get more leads. So if we go with who, why, and how long we're committing to, the goal is to increase leads. And what this looks like is, if we get it right, is we are going to increase profit, we're going to increase value, we're going to increase the number of people that we love to work with. And all of that is doing that right now so we can get on this path of growth. Cool. So that's what we're looking at doing here, and how we're going to accomplish narrowing your niche is, or ultimately the impact of narrowing your niche is to increase profit, increase value, and increase the number of people that you love to work with and you actually want to show up day in, day out to make to have an impact for. Cool. Now, a quick little exercise to help us get in the right mindset here. What we're looking at is what is a niche, and essentially a niche is consisting of two parts. It's a part one is your market, which is who you're talking to, and then you have your message, which is what is the problem you solve, what's your solution, how do you stand out, or what is it that you are offering. And where these two things overlap is your niche. So if we have over here, and this is just a quick little exercise you can run on your own, is your market, which is who are you targeting? This would be your demographics, ways you splinter or segment them, so your segmentations, and this could even be some of the some of their psychographics, like their interests and the groups or where they hang out, right? And then on the right here, you have your message. This is what are the problems they're dealing with? What solutions do they want? What's getting in their way? So obstacles. What's the result they want? So how much by when result, right? And where these two things overlap is going to be your niche. Cool. So the idea here is to get specific in one or both of these categories so that you can increase your niche first to get specific on it and then to gain momentum. So you can have a very specific message with a broad market, or you can have a specific market with a broad message. And one way to think about this is let's take a 5-hour energy, for example, right? 5-hour energy is a very specific message. It gives you 5 hours and who's it for? Anyone that needs it. So a broad market. On the other hand, you might have your celebrity fitness trainer, celeb fitness trainer, right? So what is this? The message is broad. It's fitness training, and who's it for? A very specific market, celebrities, right? So the idea is where these things overlap is creating that niche and knowing where to put your net, where to take your boat out, and to target the right people so you can start attracting the correct audience and start shifting away from clients that you don't bring as much value to and ultimately might not even want to work with, and really start to become that magnet that draws in the right audience so that you can get the most out of your time and your money. Cool. So from here, what we want to do is another little exercise, time to get very specific. So what we're looking at is start by splintering your audience. And the best way to think about this is maybe not so much getting too much into the weeds right now. This is a quick 5-minute exercise to just start breaking down your audience into groups of people, groups of characteristics that are similar. So this could be an audience, it could be a persona, it could be a profile, an avatar, however you want to name it or whatever you're going to call it. The idea, though, is to just create segmentations across the board. So what we're looking at here is, number one is the description. So what is the demographic of this audience? What problem or solution do you solve? And maybe what hot buttons you push. So what are the things that really get them agitated or get them emotionally excited about what you do or what you can do for them? And just start simply putting into these areas here. So, this could be something like, let's say you're a property manager. This could be, we'll say middle-aged, tech savvy individuals, and buildings of, let's say, 20 to 50 units, right? And then on this side, we might be saying, hey, it's large boards. We'll say people 55 plus in let's say 50 to 100 unit buildings. Whatever way you want to split it up, at this point is just to start gathering your thoughts. This is an exercise just to simply start getting on the boards, to start creating some idea of where you want to narrow your time. And then just simply give them a name so you can reference them later. So this could be our tech savvy midsize. Oop. This could be our 55 plus larger unit, larger building. And then quickly just walk through this checklist here, more or less from a knee-jerk reaction. So step number one here is passion. Do you like working with them? Do you want to work with them more? And just simply yes, no. And if it's a maybe or gray area, put some notes in here as to, so that when you come back through it, you can look for some insights as to why it's not a yes or no and how that could apply or maybe help you segment this even further. And that goes for each of these dimensions here. Then you want to look at the results. So can you help them win? Can you deliver massive value to them? Again, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and maybe put in some maybe. But always, if you put in a maybe, do include some insights as to why it's a maybe. And also, if you need to add another column, feel welcome to just add another column here. But ideally, keep it relatively small so that you can keep focus on who you're going after here. Then we're going to look at profit. Will they pay? Can they easily afford your services? Again, yes, no, across the board. Awareness, do they know they need help and do they want it? Again, yes, no. And then lastly, are they visible? Meaning, are they easy to search for and find? And do they self-identify as this niche? So if you are talking about them as middle-aged, tech-savvy individuals in buildings of 20 to 50 units, this might be a hard to reach audience because really you have their age here. It's going to be a little tricky to narrow them down on their interests here, but you can get a little creative on doing this here, especially through advertising. And then on the units, again, would be a little tricky. Probably not stuff that they're listing in their, say, their LinkedIn profile or even from some of the behaviors or actions they do. So when you're looking at how visible they are, do take in consideration what characteristics of this audience is searchable and is not, and where it might be more difficult. Because you might be in a situation where you do have a hard to reach audience, and then you have to get a little creative of how you're going to get in front of them. Cool. So that is the splintering your audience exercise. Next, we're going to how to upgrade your avatar. So once you've narrowed down who your audience is here, we want to play a little game of looking at them vertically, because you have the option of either going horizontal with your audience or going vertical. And usually the fastest route is to first go horizontal here, or sorry, to first go vertical. Right, so what we're looking at here is, you can think about this like, let's say we have a dividing line right here of the most profitable businesses versus the least profitable business, where this is more about quantity, where you need more of them. And this is more about quality of client. Right? When we divide this, we can think of this maybe more like your yachts versus your lifeboats. So they're each going to have their own type of hard of dealing with. And the question you want to ask yourself is, what are you best suited for now? And which one can you bring most value to, and really carve out that niche and gain that momentum? There's no right or wrong answer here. So the yachts aren't any better than the lifeboats depending on how you are set up to run your business, right? So you may be in a situation where you can handle a super high volume, and going after these less profitable lifeboats is actually a good situation for you to build momentum and build up to say, capture more of these yachts, or maybe just hang out right there because you really have narrowed the market on that for those people there. So what we want to look at here is, let's say we have stabilizing businesses. Essentially, they're in a good but not a great situation, and they are looking for predictability and reliability. Ultimately, these are businesses where cash flow is pretty steady at this point, and they are mostly looking at how to reduce complexity. So this is the first time in their business they're really looking to reduce complexity, because they're not in this state of emergency anymore. And then above that, you have your leading businesses. Right? So they may be looking for more strategic growth. They're becoming market leaders. They are the businesses or the people that are typically looking to be as hands-off as possible and be that CEO or be that executive decision maker in the organization or with what they're working with here. Then below that, you'll have people or businesses that are slipping, meaning that things may have been great, but they're starting to lose momentum and they're not sure why. They don't understand what their root issues are or what's actually causing this. And then below that, you have businesses or people that might be drowning, right? So essentially the house is on fire. They're in operational chaos. If they don't bring in more money in the doors right now, the business might close, or they might be in a bad situation, or they might have to file for bankruptcy. Like whatever that situation is, they're just not, it's a very not good situation. And when you're thinking about who are you helping now, go through this little exercise here and consider looking at which one of these are you bringing, or how much variation across all the businesses you're working with fit into each one of these categories here. What does this look like as far as difficulty? How hard or how easy is it to help them right now based on how you're currently structured? How profitable is it for them to How profitable is it for you to be working with them? And then any insights you may have about from this exercise. Ideally, thinking about who would you like to work with more moving forward? Who is this niche that you wanted to start to narrow in on and bring the most value to? Cool. Then ultimately, when you're all done with that, you'll have your right now audience. And you'll be able to figure out who is the best audience for you to be helping right now to gain momentum, to gain traction, and just to start really building your business in the direction you want it to go. All right, so here's the deal. This is what we help businesses do. It's not a silver bullet and it's not a magic wand. It's a systematic program to help local businesses eliminate obstacles that are getting in your way, slowing you down, or simply stopping you from consistently getting more clients. And even this week, as I record these videos here, we brought on a new client, and during our launchpad phase, they initially thought that they were having a traffic problem. So they initially came to us of saying, "Hey, I think I need SEO and I think I need social media." And as we explored and we dove deeper into their business, we learned that the traffic wasn't the immediate issue or the easy one to tackle here. We saw that we could actually optimize their message by focusing on the right audience and the right client, and tweaked a little bit of the wording to better emphasize what their audience actually wanted to hear. And by doing so, our client actually took this information and the very next day booked 3 clients that normally would have passed up and given them objections and gone elsewhere. So this is the type of stuff that we work with on our with our clients, is to help them identify clarity, how to increase clients, and how to create content that brings in more traffic, ultimately all to get more clients. So we're on a mission this year, and our mission is to help 20 businesses get more clients and ultimately get on a path to double their business by or within 12 months. So if this sounds like you and you're a local business that provides a service, you're doing between $30,000 to $80,000 a month, and you'd like immediate help with freeing up your time, looking how to attract more traffic and how to convert more leads into clients, then we start with a 15-minute clarity call session. We'll take a look at where your business is going, the processes you currently have in place, and what your current visibility looks like online. And we'll also review your niche, your offer, and your pricing to start to uncover what the number one bottleneck might be that's holding you back to getting more clients. If we think we can help, we'll go ahead and talk next steps. If not, we'll simply just point you in the best next direction. But this all starts with a 15-minute clarity call. So to book your call, head on over to getfoundgetclients.com and book that call today. And I look forward to talking to you. Thank you.